We'll now analyse the Apollo photograph ending with 67. Let's zoom in. This is the King crater, so just very quickly we see that object there, see the little one down there, something's curvy down there, moving, and something very big and curvy is up there. Let's have a close look at these critters. We're zooming in on things there. There's one large thing there, not that clear, and one on top of it. Could be a growth, don't know. Don't like those sort of pictures because they're not that clear, but obviously there is something there. It does look arthropod. You've got that large head on it. That's sticking its head up there. Could be a white worm, and these ones could be these white worms that hang around on the cliffs, absorbing sunlight, not realising there's a very large, nasty-looking arthropods on the side, hiding to catch them and laying eggs. Okay, here we have a definite arthropod. Is it 2 or 1? Is this 1 just doing a worm-like motion? You'll see the knobbly body of it. Also there's one there, one little one there. Or is this part of one whole one? I think it could be 2. There's something more darker, so it's like a darker big bean type of shape here. These could be eggs. Yes, there's one dark one there, a little bit hanging out. That could be separate. That could be one that's hatched, and that could be one as well. These could be hatched. Yes, I'll just enlarge it. That's a tricky one. You have to have very sensible perception. That one is like a very large black egg. That's a smaller one, and that one is arthropod. Looks like it's hatched. So rather than that being 2 individual ones, I think that's 2 individual ones there, rather than one large one, that one there, because that's got a little tail to it as well. It could have hatched. That's a good picture. Difficult to work out, but the more pictures in this game, the better. You've got more perspectives. Okay, here we have a critter. Arthropod. You see very nodular. There's 2 growths at the end. Very nodule there. Not that clear. We'll enlarge it, but it is something, but it's not that clear from our point of view. Here we have something, and there on the hill we got this little like arthropod worm. Here we have this just like a big cylinder sitting there, a big, on closer examination, it looks a bit knobbly. You see like the little grooves in it. So it could be a very large type of that arthropod that learns to roll up in a big tight cylinder, because we see the grooves there at closer examination. I think it is a living object. It just absorbs the sunlight. It protects itself by forming this very safe, highly impenetrable, I think, type of shell. There's that little definite one there, arthropod worm. That could be an egg up there. So let's just, the more you zoom in, it doesn't really help the purpose of it. Okay, next one. Go to this one here. This is the next Apollo Image Atlas picture. We actually jumped a fair bit, so it's 1, 2, 4 in the series. This is actually a Cant or Cant G crateral system. What I see straight away is that thing hanging over the side there, and that thing there. So basically, let's jump in and have a closer look. I've actually spent some more time on this photograph and gone in. I found that area down there. I found this, of course. I found this worm arthropod coming over. There's something in there that seems to be waiting for it. So let's zoom in on those pictures. Here's that worm, arthropod, just over the cliff edge. So it's very common in these photos. And these are very grey ones that I've come on. These photos is very devoid of colour. The other ones seem to have a lot of colour in them. Now the common thing is they sunbake on the cliffs. And usually hiding in the darker shadows, we have those very large clawed arthropods just waiting to snatch them up, and I think that's where they lay their eggs. And then when the larvae come out, there's always plenty of food. I think that's the normal cycle there. So here it is, just coming over the edge again. So I'll zoom down again. We get a next picture. Something could be there, because there it is there coming over, and I think there's some arthropod. We just see the start of a structure coming over. So, right there. I don't think it's good news for the worm. Here, we saw that thing in the corner I was telling you about. It's very nodular. It could be a growth, but it's a bit too nodular, so it could be a arthropod of a different form we haven't seen before. Not that good. Let's go next one. There are some things down there in that shadow area, and here's a definite picture. That's that a nodular thing that was sticking out in the corner. I've got one other picture. This one's a bit rough. I'm not happy with it. Something coming up there and dark. So that's the start of it. You see it there? Coming over that ledge. And something knobbly there, so it could be eggs, but not that clear, that picture. I'll have to go do it again. I don't think I can. That's 4.5 times zoom. I don't think I can. I think that's it for that series. This is one other set of pictures. So it's taken with a different zoom. Probably only 3 times or 2.5. So the picture's more, I think, could be a bit clearer than the other set. So we do see a definite worm coming over. I think there is something there in the shadows waiting to eat it up. And there's that other very bright and nodular thing right in the edge there. And then that's in the shadow, so that could be a part of a leg or an arm, a very large arthropod. They're the ones usually hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right worms to just come over the cliffs, and I think snatch them and enlarge it. Very easy lifestyle there in the moon. You don't really have to do much. The food comes to you. And nutrients are probably absorbed from the soil, which is a volcanic ash. Condensation is the moisture. Let's go to the next picture. I labelled this one, which is 1219324. So it's very browny. Now, I don't know how I found anything in this one, but I did. There's a thing sitting right there. It's like 3 eggs, or it's a creature. Quite a few things. Let's just zoom in and see the pictures. That's that brownish type of colour. Straight away, life form, we see a very nodular thing there on the cliff surface. Now, I think they could be eggs. They're not that closely joined. See what I mean? It's hard to distinguish sometimes. Are these larvae that have just been joined up the way they were laid, or are they a huge arthropod? Arthropod that's moving around with a nodular body. These, to me, look more like eggs. See how they're separate down there? Separate. They're just probably been laid on the rock ledge, and that's where they absorb sunlight. So I think, what, 12 hours a day, there's always a constant sunlight, constant temperature, no wind to throw them off or anything like that, and they get their moisture from condensation. Next one. Things are happening down there. They're nodular, so there are 1, 2, 3. Not that clear picture, not happy with that one, but there are things happening. So they're like, could be larvae, could be life forms, very nodular. That one there. See what I mean? They could be growths. So it could be life forms there that are just growing. Okay, here we see 1, 2, and then it's symmetrical up there. Down there we see something happening as well. That's sticking up like a growth. A round thing on top. And here's what looks like 3 eggs. It could be arthropod extension of the body there. Let's go next picture. Here's that little thing we saw just sitting on ledge. It's got like two symmetrical upper extensions of the body and one big base. I don't think they're three eggs because those two seem to be coming off the central bit. I think it's a form of life form that just likes to sit there and absorb sunlight. Look at it. The other ones are small. They could be growths there. See how they're very small. Again, I haven't distinguished, are there separate things that can't move, which are more like vegetation, and the other things that can move live off each other, like the worms from the cliff are caught by those large clawed creatures hiding in the shadows. There could be one there. So obviously that's not a normal rock formation there, and that could be part of a larger arthropod next to it. Should have taken one more picture. Next one. I've had to go in some more and take more pictures. It's just, this was 5 times zoom, so it's a very large arthropod, very dark, sitting there at the bottom. That's that creature there that's got like 2 upper parts and 1 central part, and it repeats up there again, but again not that clear. These are these white things on the wall. They're just like eggs sitting there in the background. They could be a new type of life form. See what I mean? They're just white. They're sitting inside the soil, and you've got little ones crawling around, which could be these little white worms we saw before. They could be the actual eggs laid higher up on a steeper cliff face with soil on it, so it stops them being attacked. See how they're placed there, and they're in that area inside the cliff or the soil, and there's little curly ones coming out. Don't know, it could be fungus, we don't know what that is. Right on top of the cliffs you'll see these strange rock patterns, or are they even rocks? I don't know. It's hard to tell, are they curvy growths, or very hard to tell. They were 5 times zoom. Just there's a lot happening. It's very hard in this picture to work it out. Here are these white things again. They're just sort of stuck there in the ground or whatever it is, and could be white lava. There's a group of them there, right under that rock face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's as though they've been placed there and the soil's been dug out. More like lava of the cocoon. This is the 122-19467 picture series. It's the Chungchi. Sounds a bit Asian to me, that one. Let's see what we find. That thing down there, I'm not happy with that. Sticking out on its own. Let's have a closer look. One thing sticking up there. Take a few more pictures. I think I've just taken one picture. This is the picture that I concentrated on, and you'll see just sitting there. It's like a white worm rather than arthropod. It just sits there and sunbakes. Could be eggs on there. It's got a shadow, and that's it. Look at it. That's a definite worm. That's all for now. I've had to go in again, take new photos. So that one is the same worm we saw. That's a curvy one. That's about 4 times resolution. That's that curvy white thing coming down. Not that good. The photos looked better when I took them. I don't know why they're coming out that bad. Very hard. There's the one, and there's that one on top. So I think I caught one coming across the ledge up there. See how it's coming over? It looked clear when I took the photo. And these could be all white eggs on the top. I really don't know what's happening, but I thought I had clearer photos. It's very hard.